man. Big news out of Baltimore. Jesse Minter has officially been named the new head coach of the Baltimore Ravens. Joe, let everybody else know what's on deck for the day, man.
Hey, man, yeah, for sure. We're going to definitely tap into Jesse Minter. We're going to talk about Kurt Cignetti and the Indiana Hoosiers winning the college football championship. Also about the Browns hiring search. And, of course, we're going to give y'all the stock up, stock down, and it's proven weekend.
You already know. First up, obviously, we got to talk about this hire, Jesse Minter. Officially, Ravens flock, man. What are your thoughts, Joe? What are your thoughts?
Man, I like the pick. You know, Minter was in my top 3 from Jump Street. So, you know, while he might not have been the favorite for the job, I like what he brings, man. He brings a youthful experience on defense, which I think is the first thing we need to get right is the defense. We've seen a slight picture of what he's done in a little bit of time with Owe going there. Owe went from a zero-sack guy to a borderline Pro Bowler being in LA. So we know he has a scheme where edge rushers can succeed, which has been a problem in Baltimore for the last few years. I think it's gonna be nothing but up for the defense, man. I think the defense is gonna ball. I think he's going to use Kyle Hamilton to his full potential. Can't wait to see what the defense is looking like. It's gonna be a big thing to see who this offensive coordinator is. So that's gonna be major key. But I like the Minter hire.
Yeah, I feel you. I like the Jesse Minter hire a little bit. Like I'm on a fence with it, and the only reason I'm on a fence with it, I think I kind of expressed this early on, is I feel like I want someone to come in there that's more established, that's gonna be able to have more say, not even more say, just garner more respect from Lamar Jackson. That's my biggest fear with Jesse Minter. Like, is he able to get Lamar Jackson to that next level? Even though he's a defensive coach, the fact is I don't feel like Lamar Jackson really had a whole lot of respect for the previous coaching regime. Like him and John Harbaugh, that relationship kind of went away after like the last couple years. Right? So that's my biggest fear is can somebody come in and hold Lamar Jackson accountable? Because from the outside looking in, it seems like Lamar is running the Ravens. No matter what Biscotti gets up there and say, like, I don't care what they're saying on camera. I'm going based off of actions of what we actually saw during the season, right? Like, the whole we fired John Harbaugh and if Luke would have made the kick, he would have had a job an extra week. That's cool and all. I hear you. But where was all that talk at during the season when Lamar was sitting out practices, missing weeks of practice because of injuries and all these different things? Like, you wasn't saying nothing then. And that's my fear, is because there seems to be this thing where it's like, well, he's a 2-time MVP. The Ravens have never had clearly, he's the best quarterback we've ever had in our history. Like, it's not even close. But it's like this fear of, I don't want to step on his toes, so we're going to let him do whatever he want to do. And I don't want that to continue on because, let's be real. How many years of Lamar Jackson's prime do you feel like he has left? It maybe got 3 to 5 years left.
Probably, yeah, 3 to 5, 36-year window, something like that.
Right. 3 to 6 year window. Now that entire window, you're going to be paying him $50 to $70 million a season.
Yeah.
So that means not only is he going to have to deliver individually, but he's going to have to deliver as a leader. And that's been my biggest issue with Lamar Jackson the entire time. It's his leadership capability. His leadership skills is what put me at a cause for concern.
Yeah, you heard me get on his leadership skills in the past. The thing I think Minter brings is he's a football coach. Like, not saying Harbaugh wasn't, but he was the motivational speaker more so than X's and O's. I can give you hella reasons why you should be doing this and not doing that. Minter can speak to him from the other side of the ball. If you come out here and do this lackadaisical, I don't have no energy today, BS, they gonna get you out of it. And I'm about to dial some stuff in practice that you ain't never seen before. So you either come prepared, you come to practice, or you gonna look like shit on Sunday. I think he has somebody that can legitimately speak football and X's and O's and what you're going to see. Because I know what I'm doing. So I can only imagine what the other defensive coordinator is planning for you and how I would plan for you. So I think Lamar has to listen because this is a point of view he's never had. Even if you go back to college, Petrino was an offensive guy. He's never been under a guy with this mindset. And I honestly feel like, based on Mensah's history, I mean, he's done some great things defensively, man. Like I say, he's gotten super production out of his players everywhere he's went, college level, NFL level. He's familiar with the organization. He was with the franchise for, I believe, like 4 years. Obviously in a different capacity, but still, he's familiar with the culture of the team, how things run. So I think you gotta listen to that guy. I think he has some valuable experience that everybody on that team needs to hear.
Yeah. Oh, I guess. So what are your reasonable, like, hitting in the next season, right? What are your expectations for the Ravens next year? Because it's not often that a new coach comes in and goes straight to the Super Bowl. It just, history tells us it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, given that being a circumstance, it probably won't happen, but I expect them to be a playoff team. I expect them to get back to winning in the North. I mean, but we know that all depends on health because right now the defense has a bunch of holes, and we saw it last year. As Kyle Hamilton goes down, it's gone to shit. So, granted, I think Mensah will be able to better scheme, and so that, like, even if Kyle is out for whatever reason, the defense will look better overall as just being on one accord. But I definitely expect to make the playoffs. I think the Super Bowl will be a reach because we're talking about the defensive system. While it's got some similarities, it's going to be, some new nuances to it. Offensive, we're looking at probably a whole new offensive system. I know the rumors are saying that the players want Cliff Kingsbury, which that'll be interesting. So I think we won't really know until we see the rest of the coaching staff. And I think that'll give us a better idea we'll have a better idea how they plan on playing ball.
Gotcha. So if that's the case, what would be the difference between what Jesse Minter's bringing to the table versus what John Harbaugh has already brought?
I think, once again, by Jesse Minter being more of a X and O's guy defensively, he's bringing different expectations than Harbaugh. Harbaugh, I felt like, was hands-off with everything. Really. He was just managing everybody else. He wasn't really, like, inputting, any type of calls or anything like that, maybe here and there. But we're talking about a guy that's going to, at the very least, be a part of the defensive game plan every week. So it's going to be an expectation, it's going to be a standard, which the Ravens defense hasn't had in a while, man. We've been missing that play like a Raven caliber defense, that mindset, that aggressiveness, that physicality. And I think Mensah brings all of that back, which I think will set the tone for the entire team.
Yeah.
Once again, if that offense, who has looked soft at times, has to practice against this defense, that's different than practicing against that or defense. We know that. This ain't no soft shit. This ain't no cover two shells. I'm dialing stuff up. So I think overall this hire makes the team better. And I think if he gets an offensive coordinator that fits his personnel,
yep,
I definitely can see them being in the playoffs. I think they can be a good team. Like I say, I honestly think Jesse Minter is going to surprise a lot of people. And he's going to be really good at his job.
Gotcha. So my expectations, believe it or not, despite everything I just said for the Baltimore Ravens next year, is Super Bowl. That's my expectations. And I'm going to tell you why my expectations are that. Those are my expectations. I'm going to tell you why. If I look at the Baltimore Ravens this year and I look at the tape, it's a very simple issue. Defense. People say, oh, John Harbaugh blew all these double-digit leads. You had to do something to get the damn double-digit lead.
Yeah.
You had to do something to get it. And if you got a 2-score lead in the NFL where the average spread is between 3.5 and 6 points, you should be able to hold on to that lead. I don't care what your offense do, unless they turn it over. Fumbles and interceptions, that change everything. But if you got a 2-score lead in an NFL game, your defense should be able to hold that lead. Period. So the notion that, John Harbaugh blew all these leads, and I don't even want to keep going back to Harbaugh. The fact that Zach Orr wasn't the first guy fired, I'm still shocked about that. Still shocked about that. But to me, if Jesse Minter comes in, fixes the problems we have on defense, shit, I wouldn't mind if he bring Oweh back with him, because clearly he know how to use them. But that's the key. Can we generate a pass rush without having to bring a blitz? That's going to be the key for the Ravens next year. That, and I also think there's a couple of veterans we need to move off of. And this is tough. One of the things, us being Ravens fans and obviously being from Baltimore, a couple things that make it difficult for a lot of Ravens fans to really understand, right? There's this loyalty thing where we fall in love with guys, so we don't want to let them go. Mark Andrews, for example, like, oh no, we love Mark. Like, nobody wanted to let Mark Andrews go until he dropped the pass against the Bills. Like, no, even though he was declining before that, it didn't matter. We're so loyal, we want to keep him. Right? Marlon Humphrey, he's 2 years overdue. He should have been gone. He's 2 years, and it's like, well, who we gonna get to replace him? Well, all that damn money we paying him, you go find somebody else to replace him. But you gotta get off of him. Same thing with Roquan Smith. Love him to death. He's a thumper. Thumping linebackers don't survive in today's NFL, where quarterbacks are throwing 35 to 40 passes a game. Having a thumper means nothing. It means nothing. You don't need that guy, because Simpson is actually playing better linebacker right now than Roquan is. He just is. Roquan's a name to me. And like, when I cut the tape on, like, if you go back and you look at Roquan's last 4 games and you actually look at his production, forget his pregame speech and him firing guys up. Look at his production. There were games before when we got Roquan where he had 8, 9, 10, 11 tackles. My man is under 5 tackles a game. Like, that's...
So, I disagree with you on the get rid of Roquan. On Marlon, I definitely think Marlon should go. Marlon was rated the worst cornerback, I believe, as far as passing yards against them last year.
Oh, yeah.
Fine with Marlon going. I think Roquan this past season suffered from a bad scheme.
Okay.
But also, he doesn't have anybody in front of him like some of the best middle linebackers had to protect him. You got old man Jenkins up there. Travis Jones had a solid season, but he was in and out, banged up. You got to remember, Matabike wasn't there. The prior year, Matabike's there. Roquan's still flying around the field. So I think sometimes, like, we talk about, like, either like Ray Lewis's greatness, but we don't think about how he had Nada in front of him.
Of course.
He had Goose in front of him. Like, he had dogs in front of him. And Roquan ain't had it this year. So I think we saw a dip because of that. I think with Minter putting that defense together and improving that front 7 overall, I think you'll see Roquan get back to Roquan next year. Because you look at a guy like, what's his name? Denzel Perryman. The middle linebacker, I believe, for the Chargers. He's mid to me. But he had a really good season under Minter. So Roquan's a step above him.
See, I think
if we get that defensive line correct, whether it be Matabike coming back, getting somebody to put beside Travis Jones, I think it looks differently. I think Roquan's success, and I think Simpson then has a chance to then take off because you can move him around, coverage, blitz him, kind of how they used Patrick Queen in that last year with McDonald.
Yeah.
So I think the scheme is going to benefit a guy like Roquan. I agree with you on Marlon. I think Marlon's washed. He's done to me. Mark Andrews should have never got the extension. We agree on that. I still don't know. But I'm still the only one saying nothing's going to change as long as Eric DeCosta is there.
It's facts.
Because he's still a guy picking the players. And it's been a shit show for the last 5 or 6 seasons. The bulk of what we've drafted has not panned out. And maybe now that you have a guy like Minter in there, and depending on what we bring in on offense, some of those guys will get developed better now. But so far, what we've seen hasn't been good enough. When you pride yourself on hoard picks and having 8, 9, 10 picks every year, to do what? Piss them away? We got to get better with that, man. We got to get better at scouting. We got to get better at player development. Bottom line, I don't care who's the coach. Because if that rumor what Harbaugh said is true, I want to cook in the cooler, but they wanted to go another direction. I can't even say that we knew what Puka was going to be with who we did. None of us can say that. My thing is, if it's a 5th round pick, and my head coach is saying, I like this guy. He's got the dog in him. I feel like he can fit what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
It's a 5th round pick.
It's a 5th.
Why not take the guy your head coach is asking for?
Man, you sound like the Bills with Keon Coleman now.
That's crazy to me. Like, the guy asked for a play, he said, oh no, we're going to go get Cameron Blue Kelly or whatever the kid's name was. Kid didn't even make the opening day roster. We ain't seen the boy since.
Ain't seen him since.
The front office has got to get better to support this team, man, because we know if Harbaugh didn't have much say up there, Jesse Minter is a rookie coach will have next to none.
So last question before we move on and we hop off the Ravens. Any chance, and this probably be a quick, any chance the Ravens, and this has been a hot topic that's been going around the league, any chance the Baltimore Ravens trade Lamar Jackson?
No. Absolutely not. But Johnny just pretty much told us Lamar got the keys to the franchise. That's his quarterback for as long as he's there. Like, man, Lamar's not going anywhere. Lamar's here, and it's all about how to maximize Lamar for the next 5 to 6 seasons.
Yeah, I'm with you. So, the college football news, man. Curt Cignetti, Indiana Hoosiers, national champions. As a matter of fact, let me say that again, because that don't even sound right. Curt Cignetti and the Indiana Hoosiers are national champions.
Hoosiers.
How? So, I'm gonna hop into this one. I'm gonna jump this one off, man. Google me. Curt Cignetti took the job and was asked about his ability to be able to win at Indiana, and he told the media, "I win. Google me." And what has he done? He's won, and he's won. Bro, Joe, it's almost no words you can have to describe this right now. What he was able to do. At Indiana, bro, this is historically Indiana's a basketball school. You know that. Going back to Calbert Chaney, Jared Jeffries, just Bob Knight, obviously. Like, Indiana's always been a basketball school. I can't remember Indiana being good growing up, being an adult. Like, at no point. Just 3 years ago, Indiana still was not good. In 2 seasons. 2 seasons. He'd get there, he'd win a national championship. Curt Cignetti, man. Here's the thing. Recent success, right? 52-9 at James Madison. 52-9 at James Madison. Takes the head coaching job at Indiana. In 2 seasons, 26-2. Undefeated national champions in the 2nd season. In the Big Ten, the toughest conference in college football, without a doubt right now. And he's doing it without the highest paid roster. So, of course, he got NIL. But he's not doing it with the highest paid roster. He's took advantage of the transfer portal, most importantly, Nick Saban made a great point. You can have all the money you want, but if you spend it on the wrong players, you're going to look horrible.
Yeah.
He spent the money in the right places. Interior lines, defensive and offensive lines are loaded. You go get Mendoza at quarterback, get him to transfer in from Cal. You win a national championship. Not only do you win a national championship at Indiana, you win the national championship against Miami in their home stadium.
Yeah.
Go ahead, your thoughts, because that that was a good game, Jackie.
Yeah, it definitely was a good game. The way he built his roster, man, was, it was flawless. Just based off of, he pretty much said, I like guys who can do this and that have a certain mentality. And they went out and found those guys. And a lot of those guys were transfers from James Madison. A lot of those guys were, we're being honest, probably like fringe players that went to bigger schools, couldn't really get time on a roster. They're on their third, fourth season. And these guys got a chip on their shoulder. They're all hungry. They're all willing to listen and, fall in line. And he took that model where, okay, I'm not that big on superstar freshmen. Give me the juniors, the seniors, the grad students, and let me go ball with them. Because you look at the age of their roster, the average age was like 22 or something.
Yeah, old roster.
Like, guys on the team that were 23 and 24 that are on their fifth year.
Yep.
So he took advantage of the rules in place, and he found bigger, stronger, older guys that fit the mentality that he was feeding into his program, and they pulled it off. I wasn't expecting that because you look at these guys and you're like, this guy was a 2-star, he's a 3-star. You know what I mean? You start looking at it like that, but there's no egos there. All those guys got something to prove. All those guys play like they pissed off. Like, it's you know what I mean? It truly is like a movie-worthy story because of just the development and the energy he put into a bunch of random dudes.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's no big name like, oh, they got a 5-star prospect, they got this big name 4-star. None of that. It's a lot of these guys that had 1 or 2 offer, had no offer, got injured at some point, found themselves, pretty much getting put off the team. Like, it's a hell of a run, man. It's a hell of a run, and I think with the portal being the way it is, I think he's going to keep finding talent because one interesting stat I saw the other day is that more people are entering the portal, but the percent of people that are actually able to go to other teams is dropping every year.
Yeah.
So you're getting a lot of these guys that leave one team, they don't get offered from places they want, and they try to go back, and now they're stuck in a limbo. Hoping somebody catch on. And I think a school like Indiana is going to capitalize on it.
For sure. Hey, so something real interesting. This came up. I kind of thought about this a couple weeks ago. Bro, Kurt Signetti is doing exactly at Indiana what a lot of people thought Deion Sanders would do at Colorado. Right? So that's kind of been the talk. The media is starting to push this. Obviously, they're pushing it out more and more now. It's something I've been thinking about. And we kind of talked about Deion during the season and how Colorado has struggled. Colorado struggled mightily under Deion. Right? And Signetti and Deion have 2 totally different approaches, 2 totally different styles. Why is that? What do you think is causing Prime to struggle so much at Colorado?
I think Signetti's he's been in it longer. Granted, not necessarily at this level, but he's been in it longer. Those James Madison teams weren't anything to shun. Those James Madison teams were legit squads. So he's done this on a Division I level longer, and he's learned more so what works and what doesn't. Deion similar to what we talked about with as far as the Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
He has this loyalty thing. It's like, oh, I know this guy. He's a good guy. I'm gonna get him and bring him on my staff.
Yeah.
Oh, I like this brother. He's a friend of mine. I know him from when we used to play with the Cowboys. I'm gonna bring him on my staff.
Yeah.
But we're not seeing these guys develop none of these players.
They don't develop anybody.
No, nobody's getting better. Like, they brought in some legit recruits, and you just kind of see the kids go by the wayside. Like, Seaton's making his way out of that now.
LSU.
Because apparently they thought he was making a comeback video, and he made a video go wild. So they were mad about that. But you gotta be able to develop these guys, man. And at this point, while it's like, oh, that's Dion, that's prime. What's going on in Colorado? Like, it's nothing. If I'm a father and my son wants to go to Colorado to play football, my first thing is like, what's the plan, coach? Like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Like, have you made improvements on the staff? Have you changed this? Have you added players? All I've seen is players leaving Colorado. I haven't really seen a bunch of big time recruits going there. And there's plenty of people that was in the portal stuff and end up just going back to their old school. So what's going on? Is it the recruiting? Is it the scouting? I know they got some NIL money up there. So what is it? There's something.
Oh, the pockets is deep.
Like I said, the development or something that's going wrong there.
Pockets is deep. Yeah, the pockets is deep at Colorado. You asked the question. You said, what's going on up there? But I'm going to simplify this for you as much as I possibly can. Deion Sanders is not a good football coach. But Colorado did not hire Deion Sanders to be a good football coach. Colorado hired Deion Sanders to bring money into the program, get the spotlight on the program, and essentially get 2 years out of Travis Hunter. That's the reason they bought Deion Sanders to Colorado. And that's what they got. I mean, it is what it is. It was hot while it lasted, but most of us knew Deion Sanders was never going to succeed at a high level at Colorado. And it's not even just Colorado. He would not succeed at a high level at Florida State because there were a ton of people saying, oh, Florida State dropped the ball by not hiring Deion. You remember, I said it. I said, no. Unless you're going to tell me that he's going to be able to bring in the best offensive and defensive coordinators in the country with him, because only thing Deion is a face for recruiting in dollars. That's all he is, right? And that's when you're playing the sport and you're on the field, that's cool because nobody can deny his greatness as far as being a football player or a baseball player. I mean, he played in the World Series and it's like, I mean, Deion is Deion. He was prime time. That's why it's prime. But at the same time, this ain't that. And this ain't the first time we've seen this, though. If we go to the NBA, we see this with MJ. The closer MJ got his hands to the team, the worse the team got. Because you can't identify talent because you're so great, you can't even see what the next great thing looks like because you're comparing everybody to yourself. Right?
Yeah, I can see that.
And that's what makes it so difficult for Deion. Because it's like, if you're Deion Sanders and you scouting, and this dude a 3-star, how do you know what that looks like? What does the development plan look like? Like you said, if you're a kid's father and he's not a 4 or 5-star, where it's like basically, hey, 3 years he going to the league no matter what school he go to. You're a 3-star prospect, you go to Colorado, what the developmental plan look like? Show me a guy that he's developed from day one. They don't exist. They don't exist. So I feel like Colorado, man, for right now, they need to go ahead and just hold on as much as they possibly can. But yeah, it's one of them things where it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
I agree.
Let me see. What we got? Yo, this right here has been on my mind. Can you hear me, Joe?
Yeah.
You hear me clear? Hold up. Let me make sure. So this is something that's come up. I want to know your thoughts on this. I'm going to cut my camera. I'm listening to your thoughts. The Browns. The Browns coaching search has been garbage. Should the Browns, now we just talked about Deion at Colorado, but should the Browns even consider bringing in Deion Sanders to coach in Cleveland?
Hell no. The media circus around that would be insane. I mean, granted, they probably could use the attention, filling the stands and all that, but you got to get guys like Myles Garrett and Denzel Ward to buy in on that on the defensive side of the ball. Yeah, it's proud. But once again, what's the plan? Who you bringing? What your coordinators look like? If you haven't shown that you can develop and put together a solid coaching staff on a college football level, why would I think you can do it on this level? Because you got your son? Nah. Because we can't play like y'all play in Colorado. You can't drop back and throw 50 deep balls a game. That's a no-go. You're going to get killed. Myles Garrett going to be pissed. Ward going to be like, you're going to lose that team back.
So
they got to get a coach that the entire city can get behind. Like a true team builder type of guy. I think based on I think Anthony Weaver would be a good pickup for them, honestly. As a player who's done it, but he's also done it not only on the field but also on the coaching level in the NFL.
Yeah.
He's gonna garner the respect of the players, and I think he could probably build a solid coaching staff there. But you can't take a flyer and just try to get a pretty face in that job. You can't. Cleveland's been trash for too long. Like, if Shador's your guy and you're hitching the wagon to him,
yeah,
you got to put the pieces in place around him, not only on the field, but in the locker room from a coaching standpoint. The front office has to get better. Like, they need a lot of stuff.
But is Shador their guy? Is Shador their guy?
Don't know. I mean, because technically, obviously, Shador wasn't Stefanski's guy.
So, and so Joe. That's what's so fascinating about this, because I don't know if it wasn't that Shador wasn't Stefanski's guy, or Stefanski was fed up with the Browns and having 5 quarterbacks to start the season. Because the more and more it seems like this falls on Andrew Berry, and it falls on the owner. His name is slipping my mind. Because like
Brown?
No, the Browns owner.
Cincinnati.
The Browns owner. They got Berry at the GM.
Yeah, I can't think of his name either right now.
Like, I don't think Stefanski was the issue with Shador Sanders. I really don't think Stefanski was the problem. Like, the more and more I look at it, and the more like you start to dissect the situation, Stefanski was just put in a screwed up situation to begin with. They had, think about it, they had Joe Flacco, they had Kenny Pickett, they had Dylan Gabriel, they had Snoop at one point, and Shador Sanders. They had 5 quarterbacks. And you're asking a head coach to coach a football team with 5 quarterbacks. Now, it's a 53-man roster last time I checked. Most teams only carry 2 quarterbacks. Why did we ever at any point need to have 4 under contract? There was no reason for that. You drafted 2. So
I never understood the signing of both Flacco and Pickett.
And then you draft Gabriel and Sanders.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, once you draft those 2 guys, you only needed one back with them because you already knew Watson was going to be out.
Right. Dang, I forgot all about Deshaun Watson. 6 quarterbacks.
Yeah.
6.
I mean, Steve was there for what, 2 weeks because somebody else got hurt. Shador got hurt. Somebody.
So the Browns had 6 quarterbacks this year.
Yeah.
So I don't find it.
We also forget about Deshaun Watson. He ain't played in what, 2.5 years?
2.5 years. I find it. This is so fascinating to me because they're going to struggle to find a head coach, and I hate to put it at the feet of Shador Sanders. I don't even think it's his fault. It's what comes with coaching Shador Sanders' fault. It's not actually his fault. Right, Jimmy Haslam. Yep, that's what it is. To me, it's Haslam and Barry. It ain't got nothing to do with Stefanski. Everybody blames Stefanski because he was the head coach, and he was the easiest person to blame because he was right there in your face. See, that's the good part about being the GM and being the owner. Don't nobody know your damn name. You in the background. They don't see you on Sunday on the sideline. They only see Stefanski with the headset talking to Shador. Don't nobody worry about Andrew Barry and Jimmy Haslam. Don't nobody worry about them. They get to hide. But they upstairs calling the shots, making the decisions. I guarantee you Stefanski did not say, draft Dylan Gabriel, and 2 rounds later, you know what? Let's go ahead and draft another quarterback. I wouldn't mind that. We're the Cleveland Browns. We don't need nothing but quarterbacks.
Right.
There's a million other things the Browns need other than quarterback.
Yeah. But so
because whoever takes
has to be the guy, right?
Who?
Because he still gets the guaranteed money.
Deshaun.
Be the guy coming in the camp, right?
I think they're gonna take the cap hit on Deshaun, man.
They're gonna cut him?
I think they just gonna take it because it's 2 years essentially.
Dead money, all of
that you have to, man. You have to because that's why they can't hire a coach, Joe. You can't hire a coach because if you're a head coaching candidate and it's gonna be your first job, think about it. Do you want the Cleveland Browns to be your first job as a head coach?
Nah, you might not get a second opportunity after that.
There you go. So this job ain't even attractive. I forgot they were even looking for a coach until Stefanski took the Falcons job.
Were you surprised by that hire?
No, I wasn't surprised by that because I'm gonna tell you, Stefanski's best years has always come with a good running back. When Nick Chubb was in his prime, the Browns was in the playoff twice. He won Coach of the Year twice. He go get Bijan Robinson, and what type of quarterback did he have? A pure pocket passer. What he gonna have in Atlanta? 2 pure pocket passers, a Kirk Cousins and a Michael Penix, right? And truthfully, I don't trust either one of them personally. But you know these coaches, man, they feel like they can fix anything.
Captain Kirk will be the starter.
Captain Kirk will probably be. I think the same thing. I think Kirk Cousins is going to be the starter. I think he will be, and I think the Falcons are going to be a better team. Bro, I can't.
You look at the way they finished the season; they were a better team.
Yeah, they were a better team, and I don't think Stefanski. Bro, he's a 2-time Coach of the Year. He didn't just forget how to coach.
I agree.
The Browns are just terrible. Like the organization as a whole is bad. I'm not even taking a shot at forget Shador. Take Shador out of it. He's a 5th round pick. I had 0 expectations for him from the jump, and I said that. It ain't his fault. Look at their roster. They are not a good football team, man. They're not good. So Stefanski's not drafting those guys. He's not the GM.
Right.
I'm sure he got some say, but he don't got all the say. Andrew Berry and Haslam, they got all the say. That's their team. Good luck finding a coach to Cleveland. I don't believe you're going to find anybody reputable to take that job because from day one, the first thing they got to do is they got to announce that number 12 is starting quarterback. If they don't do that, they lose the whole city immediately.
Yeah, and it's hard to do that if Watson's still on the roster.
It is.
If you're keeping Watson has to be the starter.
Yeah.
To me, that's not debatable. If you're keeping him on the roster, he's your starter.
Yeah.
If he's healthy, he's the guy that plays.
Yep.
At the end of the day, he gives them the best chance to win even with that trash ass offense they got.
Yeah.
They got to get a wide receiver. They got to get another back down because it'll be a while before Judkins is fully healthy. But just dipping back into the Stefanski situation, I do think Stefanski's a good coach. I don't think Raheem Morris deserved to lose that job.
Oh, no.
He was a better fit there.
No. I'm with you.
I think they're going to come back. I don't think Stefanski's going to be successful in Atlanta, honestly. That's my opinion.
No, you don't think so?
Like I said, because I don't think he's a bad coach. But I don't think he'll be embraced in Atlanta. Because
of how Raheem got put out?
Scrutiny from Browns.
Okay.
Last couple seasons, plus with the Shador saga, and now you pretty much bring him in the blackest city in America.
Yeah.
And so they look at him like, what?
It's definitely gonna take like a 12-5 first season.
He gonna need to win the NFC South all brick. Like for the people to be like, oh wow, yeah, I heard that, cool.
Yeah.
Because otherwise they gonna be like, bro, he done came out here and did the same thing to Penny that he did to Shador. He got Uncle Kirk out here doing his thing. I still think Kirk Cousins is a good quarterback. That's me personally. He get wild at times. I like Kirk.
Yeah.
So he has to come in. He has to be good at field. I don't think he has any type of cushion or, I don't think there'll be any excuses for him outside of that everybody gets hurt.
For sure.
So I think there will be an interesting team to watch this season. I enjoyed watching them last season. But I think we did see that that team was better, at least offensively, under Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I think you bring a good point in regards to what he must do in the first year. That first year is going to be crucial for him. If any failure really in year one, and things could get dicey real quick.
He'll be on a hot seat fast.
Yeah, he'll be a hot seat fast.
If you go 8-9 or 9-8, shit, he could have kept Raheem Morris for all that.
Basically.
He was doing that.
Basically. All right, man. It's time for Prove It Weekend. Obviously, we ain't talking about Prove It Week. We already in a Thursday. Joe about to hit y'all with Prove It Weekend. Go ahead, fool.
All right, man. Prove It Weekend, man. Look, we got two great conference championship games. Seahawks and the Rams for the third time this year. You got an interesting matchup with the Broncos and Patriots. That matchup would look a lot better if Bo Nix was playing. We haven't seen Jared Stidham throw a ball in 2.5 seasons roughly. It's going to be interesting. At the same time, that may also be an issue for the Patriots. Because how do you game plan for that guy? Your last tape of him goes back to 2+ seasons ago with the Raiders. That Raiders team looks nothing like this Broncos. So I think that'll be surprise a lot of folks and be a really good game. Personally, I'm hoping the Broncos pull it off. I would like to see them get to the bowl and do their thing. So, hey, it's a prove-it game. It's a prove-it game for Jared Stidham. Got your first opportunity in a couple of years with a licensed Bryce on Country's Wide. What you gonna do with it? Sean Payton, how you gonna get the ball right? You got all that money to come to Denver. You be throwing a bunch of shade. You threw some shade in the presser this week about, we'll get right in 2 weeks. Already acting like y'all going to the bowl. So you gotta be able to back that up. You gotta have that guy ready to do his thing and do what your team needs to be done. Got a great defense with you, solid run game. What happened? Jump into the other game. Seahawks Rams. The last one was a classic. If you remember, the Seahawks went for 2 at the end of the game. instead of the tie, and then went out to the final score like 39-38. Sam Darnold balled out that game. Can he do it again? Rams ducked one getting out of Chicago, if we being honest. That boy Taylor was ball. You got new life now. What you do in Seattle against the 12th man, how do you contain Darnold and those wide receivers from getting open? How big of an effect will not having Zach Charbonnet for the Seahawks have on that running game? Walker looked good last week, but that was versus the banged up San Francisco front. First, Fisk and them boys, they're going to be after. So we're going to see how that pans out. But for me in this game, Seattle, you got to prove it. They got my man Mike McDonald over there. I'm rooting for Mike, man. I hope he pulls it off. But y'all got to prove it. Sam Darnold has more proof than anybody else in this game, to me personally. Matt Stafford's been there. He's won one. Possibly the MVP this season. But saying he was the number 2 pick, they ruled you a bust and you was washed out years ago. You went up to the Panthers. They thought you was dead. You revived yourself last year in Minnesota. You get the money to come to Seattle under Mike McDonald. What you got? We gonna see. And I'm gonna extend the prove it a little bit. Baltimore Orioles. What y'all gonna do? What team do you want to beat this year? New owner came in, said you guys are going to be more aggressive in free agency, more aggressive in team building, more aggressive in scouting, using your international bread, all that good stuff. All of it sounded good. Last year was a rough year. Kitchen staff wasn't healthy. Season went left. You go out and spend a nice chunk of change on Pete Alonso, make a big trade for Taylor Ward, bring back Zach Eflin, add a couple little pieces here and there. But you're still missing that ace. It's an ace on the market. He want a nut-ass deal. But it's an ace on the market. So how bad do you want it? Because sold the fan base on this dream and y'all being aggressive in this. Now you gotta prove it. Put your money where your mouth is. Bring that wallet. Hey Valdez, come out there with a rotation of Valdez, Taylor Rogers, Bryce, Eflin, and I don't care who you going to 5 spot. If that's your top 4, you got a hell of a team. If that's your top 4 and you're healthy majority of the season, you're the AL East champ. Period. What you want to do is try to prove it.
That's a bet. Oh. Sam Darnold. Biggest week of his life, man. This is it. To be able to be you're one game from a Super Bowl at home with the best defense that's remaining in the playoffs. It's right in front of you right here, Sam. It's right in front of you, baby.
That draft class. 5 QBs, first round. Sam Darnold could be the first one to hit the Super Bowl. Not Baker. Rosen is gone. Not Josh Allen. Not Lamar. You gonna do it?
But how about Sean Payton though? What's your thoughts there?
Sean Payton's got to pull up too.
Because you got into the Sean Payton piece. Boy.
To me, he is the NFL version of the Lane Kiffin.
Ah, okay.
Sean wants the attention. He wanted to be wined and dined and come to Denver and come out of retirement. If I do it, I gotta have this. He wanted to go through all the motions. Cool. They paid you what you wanted. They gave you the ability to tap into and build a roster the way you want it.
Yeah.
Everything's on the table now. And once again, he was throwing shade in his
back it up.
Because I think Sean Payton's a good coach, but I think he's slightly overrated as well.
Dang.
Talk about the guy like he's the next coming to Don Shula.
William went to overrated on SP.
So, you talking all this stuff.
Yeah.
You got this team, you got your money, you got all the directions and all that stuff that you wanted. What you gonna do with it? Yeah, I get it, you're starting out there. So you already kind of got an excuse. But if you viewed it as an excuse, you would have kept your mouth shut and wouldn't have been running your mouth. So, clearly you think Stidham can get the job done. So let's see it.
Jeez.
We know what Drake May doing. Don't expect Drake May to fumble 3 or 4 times again. I promise you that.
For sure.
That defense gonna ball. They might sack him, but he'll be better this week than he was last week.
For sure.
Because so we gonna see. We gonna see. Like I said, Peyton's gotta back it up. 1 seed. What you gonna do? Game in Denver? Hey.
Yeah, I'm with you. Man, we're going to hop in this next segment. Stock up, stock down, man. Let y'all know whose stock is on the rise, whose stock is on the decline. It's going to be that simple. It's going to be that simple. First, we got our stock up, man. Jesse Minter. You walk into Baltimore, you a made man. You walk in, you got a 2-time MVP quarterback that's waiting for you. You there to fix the defense. The defense is full of all pros, full of Pro Bowl players. It could be very special. Ravens flock could be on the rise. Stock down. I'm right with my man Joe on this. Sean Payton. But for different reasons, I'm down on Sean Payton. Bo Nix in overtime, 1st and 10, he breaks his ankle. Why are you running Bo Nix in overtime, Sean Payton? Bo Nix, last time I checked, I looked at the box score. He had more carries than both of your running backs combined. That broken ankle is at your foot. That's your fault, Sean Payton. That ain't on nobody else. You had no business putting him in that position. It was a very simple solution. Run the football with your running back, throw the ball down the field. You were already in field goal range. You just cost the Denver Broncos a trip to the Super Bowl potentially. Stock down, Josh Allen. See, you almost was able to slip through this episode, Josh. But we ain't forget about you, buddy. Them turnovers was inexplicable. If there was a game where both teams could ever lose, it would have been that Bills-Broncos game. That would have been the game. You got one coach who just refused to use his running backs in the running game, so then he gets his quarterback hurt and screws their season. Then you got another quarterback who just going to turn the ball over. He throwing fumbles the other way, giving away field goals right before the half. Then he threw multiple interceptions. Not to mention the other interceptions that could have been caught that were dropped. Josh Allen, you got your coach fired, so your stock is way down. Your stock is way down. And man, it ain't much to have stock ups this week because I'm staying with stock down. This one hurt me the most. College football. Your stock it can't get any lower than where it is right now. NIL has ruined the sport. I'm going to say it again. NIL has ruined the sport. There's this, players should be paid. College players should be. I have no problem with people getting their money. By all means, go get your money, get your bag. But there is a level and there needs to be accountability and there needs to be structure around NIL. Right now, we have none. And without structure in NIL, college football is going to continue to be what it's become. Nothing but entertainment. The NFL junior leagues. That's what we're looking at right now. Rivalries, slowly, they no longer matter. We don't care. Bowl games, nobody watches bowl games anymore. We only watch the college football playoff. We used to watch bowl games from December 17th all the way through January. Now, you know why we don't watch in December? Because half the teams that are playing December bowl games, half their team is in the transfer portal. They're already looking for a new home. Put a cap on it. Fix NIL so you can save college football. It's really simple. I'm a traditionalist. I love college football. I love follow recruiting. Recruiting was a beautiful thing. in-home visit for this guy, on-campus visit this week. Being able to follow those things were amazing. But where we are at now, visits don't matter. It's all about the money. Who gonna pay who the most? You talk about the big tackle out of Colorado. He's free. He's a free agent right now. He's gonna go to the highest bidder. Could be LSU, could be Miami. Talk about Duke's quarterback. Took a 2-year, $8 million deal to play for Duke. Last year, he played 1 season, and he's back in the transfer portal. So he got his $4 million for playing a season at Duke. He's back in the transfer portal. Apparently, Miami is set to offer him a $10 million contract. $10 million. The Miami Hurricanes are willing to pay $10 million for a college quarterback. Do you understand that's more money than Shedeur Sanders' entire NFL rookie contract is worth? $10 million. Hasn't played a single snap of professional football. So if you don't think there's a problem with NIL, something seriously might be wrong with you. That's stock up, stock down for this week. What you thinking, Joe?
Hey, good stuff, man. You're right. They got to get that NIL. We talked about this briefly before. They got to get that NIL together, man. $10 million for one player.
Bro.
They got to do something with it.
10 mil?
But it should be interesting because they're going to have to do what they don't want to do, and that's actually sign these guys to contract.
Here's the thing. They already signing them. The problem is they getting out of them.
Yeah, because they can't put in, right now they can't put in certain language. I'm saying they're going to have to, that's going to have to be adjusted. Because there's just no way that you're going to have your boosters dedicating money to this player. And even if he hasn't gotten all of it yet, the money is there. It's now been added to the pot. And this player's like, oh yeah, now I'm gone in here. Like, that's destroying college football. Granted, the boosters are rich, but nobody wants to waste millions of dollars. I don't care how rich you are. So I think something's gotta give there. Something's gotta give. So we'll see.
What would be your fix? This is the last topic of the day. This is what I truly want to know, because NIL has been burned. Like, this has been a topic for since it started. Right? A couple coaches, it took them a while to adapt to the transfer portal. Dabo Swinney at Clemson. He didn't want to get transfers, right? He was like, oh, I'm going to recruit the old school way, get guys out of high school, build my team. Clemson falls off a cliff. They're no longer an elite program right now because he didn't want to adapt to the transfer portal. If you could fix NIL, what would be the first thing that you would do in order to fix it?
I would cap the money, whether it be the amount of donations received toward the NIL, or the amount, each school is allowed to spend toward it. Make it similar to, because right now, and I don't think they thought about this. This is truly competing with the NFL at this point. Guys are staying in school because they can make more, like you said, they can make more in their first year or their last year in college than they can on their first NFL contract.
It's crazy,
so
man.
What's the point of me right to go to the league? And it's even crazier because you look at guys like Carson Beck. He literally said, I don't go to class. I'm done school.
2 years. 2 years of no school.
He doesn't have to go get his master's degree. He probably should have.
Hey,
he don't have to.
Hey.
So, you got guys 6 and 7 years in college using all of these different, I can stay on because I got hurt on the COVID on this, that, and the third. And then you're paying them this ridiculous amount of money that's taking opportunity away from the kids coming out of high school that's taking money out of other players' pockets potentially. It's handicapping it to a point to where whoever has the best boosters gets the best players. I think there has to be some sort of cap situation. Like I said, whether it be similar to the draft where, let's say, if you're rated a top 50 prospect and you're ranked such and such first through 5 at your position, then you can max out at this amount a month. But it has to be something. $10 million is wild.
10 is wild.
That's wild to me.
Yeah.
Miami's one of the richer schools. We know they got plenty of money coming to the door, so they got to give this guy 10, but they probably still got maybe 30 or 40 to work with.
Yeah, for sure.
It's turned into NFL Junior, and I don't think that was the intention.
No, it wasn't the intent.
Go back and take a look at it, man. You even gotta change the way contracts are made up to protect the school, to protect the rest of the roster, to protect your boosters, or you just have to cap the amount that they're allowed to pay you to keep.
Yeah, the NIL. I'm with you. The one thing that I would change would be to cap it. And when I say cap it, I think for the audience that's listening, essentially make it even across the board for the Power 5 schools, right, that are in those conferences. Make everyone has the same amount of NIL money. Simple. Period. That's the only way to do it, because what we're going into a Major League Baseball system right now, right? Where it's all about who has the most money from an ownership standpoint. So for those who don't know, Major League Baseball does not have a salary cap. So when Joe was talking earlier about the Orioles and having new ownership, the reason that they've been able to go out and spend money and acquire a Pete Alonso is because of that new ownership has deeper pockets. Previous ownership didn't have those pockets, right? The New York Yankees are always essentially going to be contenders because they have deep pockets. The Los Angeles Dodgers, back-to-back World Series champs, they go and they spend another $200+ million to acquire Kyle Tucker because it's LA. There's a ton of money in LA. They have deep pockets. So these teams that are in these major markets are going to continue to be good in baseball. You're seeing that now go to college football. It's clear. Miami University has been irrelevant in football for about, prior to NIL, Miami was irrelevant in football for like a decade. NIL comes in, no surprise, Miami immediately is relevant again. Why? It's a major city. It has major donors. It's a private school. There's a ton of money coming in. It no longer matters that they don't have a football campus on their stadium on the campus. They don't even have a stadium on campus. That was a huge issue for them recruiting before. They couldn't get guys to sign because of the game day atmosphere. Now it doesn't matter about the game day atmosphere because my paycheck cash. I don't even care if there's only 20,000 fans in the seats. My check cleared. That's all I'm worried about. That matters. You think about the other schools that are good. Look at a Texas Tech. Nobody was going to Texas Tech. But if you know the amount of oil money that exists in the state of Texas, Texas Tech, Texas A&M, and the University of Texas will be good every single season under these current NIL stipulations. They just will.
Agreed.
They're going to continue to be good. Like, that's what you're living in. Ohio State, another school. They will always, they're going to be good. Like, see, people don't understand this when I say, they'll say, oh, well, Florida State has a ton of money. Tuition is through the roof, blah, blah, blah. Right. Florida State was an all-girls school at one point. A lot of people don't understand that. Like, Florida State wasn't playing football in the 1960s, in the 1950s, in the 1940s. Like, they don't have all these old guys that are millionaires and billionaires to donate to the program. So the moment NIL was introduced, without any stipulations, I already knew what was going to happen to Florida State. I mean, we barely got more money than USF. If I'm keeping it real with you, I mean, you got Florida, who's in the middle of the state. We talked about this before. They're Central Florida. They're in the middle of the state, right? 4 hours to Tallahassee, 4 hours to Miami. Gainesville sits in the middle. So they're getting donations from both ends of that. You got University of Miami, that speaks for itself. Forget the people that go to Miami. Think about all the celebrities and everything else that are going to also give to the school. Tallahassee's in the middle of nowhere in North Florida. Once you go past Tallahassee, you're in Georgia. There is nothing past Tallahassee. Like, if you ain't never been up there, if you ain't going to the football game, it ain't no point in you going. There's nothing else there. Don't worry about going. Like, ain't nothing there. You go to school, right? FAMU. Go check out FAMU. You go to school, you get an education, and you leave Tallahassee. Nobody lives in Tallahassee. That's not really associated with Florida State. That's just how it goes. So with NIL, Georgia Tech, another school that's benefiting from it, being able to bring guys in. Like you have, like USC, they're gonna continue to bring guys in. There has to be a structure around the NIL moving forward. If there's not any structure around it, we're basically creating the same atmosphere we're creating for baseball, and we're eliminating high school recruiting. High school recruiting right now is a joke. I don't care where these kids sign at anymore, because I know they're not gonna. If they don't play their freshman year, all they're gonna do is hit the transfer portal.
Yeah.
That's all they're gonna do. Look, whether Bryce Underwood was ready to start at Michigan or not, his freshman year they had to start him, because if they didn't, he was gonna go to the transfer portal.
Absolutely.
Any final words?
Everybody stay safe this weekend. I know they talking about this big storm supposed to come across the northeast and all that.
What storm?
I believe it when I see it. But if it do hit, y'all stay safe, man.
A storm.
Weekend, turn on these games. Turn on these NFC and AFC championship games, man. Should be good.
Well, it's supposed to be 84 degrees Sunday, bro.
Hey, look, it's supposed to be in the teens and it feel like around negative a bit. So we're gonna see, man. Like I said, the storm will move from Saturday afternoon till Sunday morning, from my understanding. So,
and they just want y'all to go buy water and toilet paper. That's all that is. Y'all about to get 4 inches.
I gotta work. I'm not doing nothing.
All right, man. Hey, I appreciate everybody tuning in, man. Make sure if you're on YouTube, subscribe. I seen a ton of y'all on the YouTube. If you're on Instagram, hit the follow button for me and Joe. I've seen a ton of movement there. All the chat's been going crazy. So appreciate the support. YouTube, TikTok, X, everything has been jamming this entire episode. Appreciate it.